The Fun Kids Book Club with sticker dollies, fairy picnic. The magic dolls need to stop the trolls. Can they stop them before it's too late?
Hello and welcome to the Fun Kids Book Club podcast. My name is Bex and every week I chat to a different author all about their newest book and their favourite books as well. This week on the podcast, I'm going to be chatting to Maria Kuzniar. This is what happened when we caught up. So I'm joined down the line by a brand new author, Maria Kuzniar. She is the author of The Ship of Shadows. Welcome to Fun Kids, Maria.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
I am super excited to chat to you because your brand new book looks very exciting indeed. It's a bit of a mystery, bit of an adventure. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yes. Well, it all starts when Aleja sees a mysterious ship sail into Seville, which is a Spanish harbour city where she lives. It's still smoking from a battle and it has this strange golden symbol on it. But when she goes to investigate this ship, instead she accidentally discovers a gang of criminals making fake money, so she ends up having to hide on the mysterious ship itself, which is the Ship of Shadows, of course. So then she kind of quickly gets sucked into this world of mysterious pirates, shape-shifting shadows, and dark magic, and she finds a whole other bunch of mysteries to figure out because she doesn't quite know where the pirates are sailing or why, and there are lots of secrets on board.
I love this story so much. So I also enjoy that, am I right in saying it's an all-female crew of pirates?
Yes, that's right.
That is really, really fun. And it's a bit of a mystery, bit of a magical adventure. What kind of adventures can we expect in the story?
Well, you have kind of like the magical adventures where they're figuring out what all these shadows are on the ship and where they're going and what the kind of mission is. But then there are some actual adventures where they go off into Spain and Morocco and they go into the desert on this expedition.
I honestly, I've been reading some reviews for the book and people are loving it, absolutely enjoying the adventure and the magic element, but also kind of falling in love with your main character as well. Can you tell us a little bit about her?
Yes, I really had so much fun writing Aleja. She's really brave, but she's kind of sneaky as well. So she's the one that kind of listens behind doors and wants to figure out everything that's going on. And she's desperate for adventure and all she wants to do is travel, really. So there's quite a bit of me in her as well.
I was going to ask about this because I did wonder if there was some real life inspiration. I read that the kind of inspiration of you being stuck in a sand dune on an Arabian desert, you're travelling. Has that kind of come into the book? Yeah.
Oh yes, definitely. There is a moment when Aleja gets stuck on a sand dune, and that happened to me in the Arabian desert. I'm not as brave as Aleja though, so it definitely wasn't fun. I had to be kind of hauled up over the top of the sand dune.
Oh my goodness, were you not scared?
I was kind of more hot to be worried about anything else. It was about 50 degrees that day, so all I could think about was it's too hot. I just want to go home at that point.
Oh man, I bet. Yeah, I just love that you've used your own experiences in the book. It makes it more authentic, I guess. Was there one particular thing that you loved writing about the most, one adventure sequence or one like event that happens?
Okay, well, the things I love writing about the most are actually the little quiet scenes between Aleja and her best friend, Frances. Frances tells the most outrageous stories, and she always has this talent of finding cake, no matter where they are. And I really love those moments the most, where they're just getting to know each other and they're exploring the magic of the ship together and raiding the cook's galley, sorry.
It's a lovely story about adventure, but also friendship, yeah, because it's about, becoming friends with people and trusting people as well, isn't it?
Yes, exactly.
Now, I also have to mention, you're famous for your hot cocoa. You've got an amazing Instagram account, Cozy Reads, which I love, where
thank you.
It's great. You read books and you drink delicious hot cocoa. I mean, what do you think is the best book combo with book cocoa combo? I would say. What has been your top notch one so far?
Ooh, that's quite a hard question. Okay, well, I think the best hot cocos I've made are the ones I've made around Christmas time because you can put loads of things in them. I love putting like a full-on gingerbread man in the hot cocoa, so he's just like having a little bath there. So any books that are really cozy and Christmassy and have lots of snow in are just perfect to pair with that.
Oh my goodness, yeah, you're making me want to be in December right now. That is a great shout, yeah. So Maria, we should say The Ship of Shadows is out pretty much right now. I also need to ask you if there will be a sequel, because I know lots of people online have been kind of desperate for one. Are you planning anything else?
Yes, definitely. There is a sequel. Puffin have actually bought the first 2 books in the series, and I've nearly finished my edits for book 2 already. So I'm very excited about book 2. There are even more adventures, more magic, and things get a lot more epic in book 2.
I don't know whether you know this, but for every new author who comes on Fun Kids, we do like a quick fire game of like questions, a kind of this or that type thing. Are you up for it right now?
Yes, I'm definitely up for that.
Awesome. Okay, so first one, books or Kindles?
Books.
Yeah, everyone says it. Heroes or villains?
Ooh, I think it depends on the character. I've read some great villains, but overall I'm going to go heroes.
Heroes. Film adaptation or TV adaptation?
TV adaptation.
Seville or Nottingham?
Ooh. Seville.
Seville. Writing or reading?
Oh, that's a really hard one. Can I say it depends on my mood?
You can, I'll give you that. That's fair enough, yeah.
Thank you.
Pirate or explorer?
Explorer.
Okay, Hogwarts or Narnia?
Hogwarts.
Laptop or write by hand?
Ooh, mostly laptop.
Okay. Chocolate powder or cinnamon topping?
Chocolate powder.
Yeah, me too. Do you write 9 to 5 or do you write when you fancy?
I write 9 to 5.
Paddington Bear or Winnie the Pooh?
Winnie the Pooh.
And finally, the big one, salt and vinegar or cheese and onion?
Salt and vinegar.
Yes, me too. Excellent. You know what? First of all, I mean, you got the last. You could say anything you want for the other ones, but the crisp one is the big question in my mind.
I love it.
But it's good shout. And also, Maria, you stuck to the rules of quick fire, which so many authors do not. So 10 points to Gryffindor for you for that.
Ooh,
thank you so much. So Maria, we should say your book is out right now, The Ship of Shadows. Can you tell us, I guess in one sentence, why you think everybody should rush out and buy it? Pretty big thing to ask you, but can you give us your best pitch for it, I suppose?
Well, I think it's the perfect summer adventure.
Oh, I love it. That was straight to the point. Fab. Maria, that was great. You can come back again. Lovely. Well, thank you so much, Maria, and we will speak to you very soon.
Thank you.
Brilliant stuff from Maria. There'll be more after this. So now it's time for one of my favourite bits. This is something only Fun Kids Book Club podcast fans get their hands on. It is an exclusive chat all about Maria's favourite book. So Maria, we want to know what was and what is your favourite childhood book?
Okay, my favourite childhood book, and probably favourite book ever, is Northern Lights by Philip Pullman.
Okay, you got to tell me, why have you picked this one?
Okay, well, I really love the main character, Lyra, in this book. She's so brave, and she has the same urge as me to kind of go on a real proper adventure, like a real expedition. So when I was younger, and still now, I was also obsessed with the idea of going north and seeing the northern lights. And my favourite parts of the book were the bits that listed all the special equipment and clothes she'd need to travel into the Arctic. I actually remember even asking for an alethiometer from Santa one year. I just loved it so much.
So do you think then that Lyra maybe inspired you in your writing of your lead character, of Aleha, in your book?
There definitely is a bit of Lyra in Aleha, I think, but I also identified so much with Lyra as well, and I also identify with Aleha, so it's kind of hard to see where one begins and one ends, if you know what I mean. They all have the same kind of spirit of adventure, I think, in them.
Yeah, I guess adventure books are maybe where your heart is at then. It sounds a little bit like Philip Pullman is a good inspiration for you. Have you read his other works as well?
Yes, I have. I also like the Ruby and the Smoke Quartet as well a lot. And no, I love his writing in general, definitely. He writes such great female characters, I think, as well.
Yes, you are right. Yeah. Did you watch the TV adaptation that was on recently?
I did. I loved it so much. And I watched it with a hot cocoa in hand.
Okay, well, in which case I've got to ask, is there a particular flavour you added or a topping that you put on top to match the Northern Lights, or was it just classic, delicious hot cocoa?
It was around Christmas time, so I think I had some really nice kind of like cinnamony, chocolatey, sprinkly things on there.
Oh, delicious. Oh my goodness. Well, as soon as I leave this interview, I'm going to go make my own hot chocolate, try and fashion a gingerbread man out of a custard cream, I think.
Sounds perfect.
It does, doesn't it? Maria, thank you so much for talking to us for the Fun Kids Book Club podcast. And we should say The Ship of Shadows is out right now and everybody needs to go and get it.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been so much fun.
And now we've got a reading from Maria as well. So I guess take it away.
The Ship of Shadows seemed to run on magic, and, eager to see more of it, Aleha pushed the little painted owl. Another rumble shook the wood under her hand, as if the ship was shaking its skin off, and then a portion of the bulkhead rolled open for them. Francis grinned, they both stepped through, and the bulkhead closed behind them once more. So how long have you been on this ship? Aleha asked as they wandered through the hidden warren. It was dim and slightly musty, and Aleha soaked it all in. She was desperate to memorize everything so she could relive it in the future, like rereading a favorite book. Only this time, it would be the most precious story of all, her very own adventure. Years now, Francis said, leading the way. We've been all over the world several times. Aleha, listening intently, almost walked into the side of the passageway when it abruptly curved and hooked back round. Oh yeah, Francis continued. We've battled kraken and ridden camels in the desert. Some of the beasts in those sands make kraken look like baby bunnies. And trekked through jungles. Once I nearly got swallowed up by a snake in the Amazonian rainforest. What happened? Aleha asked, slowing to stare at Francis. She was enthralled at the mention of kraken and beasts. She had been right to believe the sailors' rumours. Francis grinned. I tried to strangle it with a vine, but the thing got twisted round, so I ended up jumping on its back and riding it through the rainforest instead. Aleha opened her mouth to say something, when a deep rushing sound began to ripple through the passageway. What's happening? Aleha asked, looking round, half expecting some beast to be racing through the narrow passage towards them. Instead there was gurgling, and a luminous waterfall appeared, bubbling out of the wall and swirling around their feet. It sparkled bright blue with phosphorescence. Aleha leaped back, sure that water was rushing through a crack in the hull, but the puddle at the base of the passageway was kept small, as if by magic, Francis said, laughing at the expression on Aleha's face upon seeing the glowing waterfall. I told you it liked to hide down here. Something about secret passageways really captures the imagination, she mused to herself. You never know what you're going to find. An entire wall of shadows descended from the passageway and became a group of rabbits that bounced through the waterfall with excited squeaks, turning their dark shadow selves phosphorescent blue. The shining shadow bunnies lit up the rest of the passage as they darted ahead, rousing other shadows that were slumbering in the ink-black corners. When Aleha and Francis ran through the waterfall, Aleha feeling she must be dreaming, it turned their hair the same shade of glittering blue. Glowing brighter than the lantern and laughing at each other's hair, they slid into several hollows where other magical waterfalls had sprung up, attracting more mischievous shadows.
Brilliant stuff. Thank you so much to Maria Kuzniar for popping by Fun Kids and telling us all about her brand new book. Remember to rate, review and subscribe if you like this podcast, and of course search for your favourite author as well. We've interviewed loads of them, so go back, have a little scroll through and see if you can find your favourite writer. We'll see you next week. Bye.
The Fun Kids Book Club with sticker dollies, fairy picnic. The magic dolls need to stop the trolls. Can they stop them before it's too late?